Since the first results were displayed, the ruling African National Congress has had more than 50% of the vote. It's won every election since apartheid ended and democracy began in 1994. But this time, it has a smaller majority than ever before.
There are more political parties now than we had. The story that this is telling is that our democracy is being consolidated. We now have got, over 40 parties, the political parties that are participating in these elections.
The ANC's decline in popularity followed a series of corruption scandals, especially under former President Jacob Zuma, and ongoing protests over poor delivery of public services. But President Cyril Ramaphosa has been credited with halting the party's decline since he took over just over a year ago. He's been promising to tackle corruption. The largest opposition party, the Democratic Alliance, has just over a fifth of the votes, as it did in the last election. It's one of a number of opposition parties who've complained to the Electoral Commission that some people voted more than once. The parties and the Electoral Commission have agreed to audit the results before they're officially announced.
Because what we do not know is the extent of the problem, and we're hoping that that audit will show the extent of the problem, if we have a nationwide phenomenon or whether it's just localized.
In third place is the Economic Freedom Fighters, whose leaders promise radical economic reforms. Its vote shares increased to about 10%. It's also complained about double voting. But observers say it's not on a scale that could affect the national election result. Agents from all of the political parties have been sitting here at desks monitoring the results as they've come in, and they're waiting for the official result to be announced. And on this side of the room, officials from the Electoral Commission have been processing some of the data. One of the most interesting things that they've reported is a lower voter turnout than ever before. About 2/3 of registered voters voted in Wednesday's poll, but about a quarter of eligible voters didn't even register.
Well, I think there's a general pessimism about the political system, about political parties, and the rampant nature of corruption and state capture, and really saying we haven't heard a message, this is the electorate speaking, so we haven't heard a message that convinces us to go out and vote.
South Africans are waiting for the official announcement of results expected on Saturday. So far, there are no great surprises, but signs of a steadily shifting political landscape. Malcolm Webb, Al Jazeera, Pretoria, South Africa.